are watching Ovation.
And you're watching Ovation.
Keep watching Ovation.
You are watching Ovation.
You're watching Ovation. And you're watching Ovation. Stay blessed.
CB, what are you doing in Lagos? Wetin happen?
You ask me what happened. Yeah, I'm back in the place where it all started. I'm back in a place that I feel comfortable with. I'm back in a place that enabled this Charly Boy brand. I'm back in a place where, everybody wants to go to a place where they are known, where they have a lot of friends and relatives and party guys and all of that. So I'm back in a good place. It took me a long while to make it back here, because I spent about almost 15 years of my time devoted to taking care of my parents. I mean, for me, it was like a job, because I showed those people pepe. So I was like making some kind of restitution for being a naughty boy way back then. So now,
one of your primary reasons of going to Abuja was to stay close to your parents.
no, I have already moved to Abuja, and then I went to the village to uproot my parents to come and live with me. My parents were not living in Abuja, they were in the village, But after I brought them to Abuja to live with me, I said, well, let me give them the best time of their lives before the croak. So I devoted time for that. Otherwise, I would have been back long ago, because Abuja is not a place for young people like us. Oh, Lord.
Okay, now that you're back, what are your plans?
What are my plans? To do the same thing that has captured my soul, the same thing I've been known for all through the years. My music, my TV production, and all of that, to make the good people that I used to know before. But unfortunately, I see a lot of strange characters in Lagos now, especially in the Okada community. People who I know for a fact they are not even Nigerians, okay? If they were Nigerians, okay, fine. Anybody can live anywhere in Nigeria. And I see the same characters back in Imo State, my state, and all over Igbo land. I'm seeing them, and I'm wondering what the heck is going on. And that is why, indirectly or directly, I support the Okada ban. Because the boys who I see now, they are not my boys. I don't know where they're from.
So you had boys in the Okada business?
Oh yeah, of course. And you know that I agitated for their cause. I fought for them. I stood by them, and I think through like 2 decades that I've been, with them, guiding them, trying to restructure them. I've given well over 3,000 bikes, my personal money, not that anybody. I gave over 3,000 bikes, because I love the community, and anytime anything that affected me, they all come out, too. So now I'm seeing strangers, people who are not even supposed to be in this country. They're all flooding in now.
Are you scared of this?
Yeah, I'm scared when everybody should be scared. Everybody should be worried. Okay, it's only a stupid person. How can you have strangers that are not identifiable? They know they for register. They are flooding it. And you say you've closed the border. But meanwhile, Sokoto border and all those ones where they up north, they are as porous as it comes. And people are streaming in from Niger, Sudan, all these war-torn areas. How come? What is happening? And then you have one riffraff saying, everybody come now, everybody come. When you come to the airport, we'll go give you visa. Are they serious? What's going on? Have you ever stopped to ask what is happening? that all of a sudden there's this influx of very strange people, abnormal human beings. Now you might say, okay, if Lagos State wants to ban Okada, let them, I support. But the only thing I will ask Lagos State to please help to do, how do you get more buses in so people's stress can diminish a bit? How do you create certain kind of jobs so young people can, they don't have to go through this hellfire? Because Nigeria has become hell for a lot of people.
Are you not tired of being Charly Boy? I've known you for almost 30 years now.
Mm-hmm. How can I be tired of being myself? This is who I am. This is what I was born to do. I can't be tired. You know, am I not tired of being an Oputa? How can I be tired of being an Oputa? This is what I was born to do. I remember when I was young, my father used to say to me, at that point, I didn't even understand what he was saying. He used to say things like, anyway you see injustice, fight it. If you don't fight it, it will come back and chop your head off. Those were one of my father's favorite quotes. And then he would go, sometimes, you know, when I'm naughty, you know, he will now call me, you know, before he gives me a good whipping. I used to believe when I was little that my father didn't really love me, because he would say to me, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? And I'm like, what's wrong with this man? Cantankerous, overbearing, analog guy. And I will go, yes, I know who I am, Daddy. My name is Charles Chukwuemeka Oputa. I live at number 11 Burokiri, Port Harcourt. So, and he will go, shut up. You are no Oputa. And like, yeah, so what? So he explained to me, he kept explaining to me what being an Oputa meant. You have to talk a certain way, you have to walk a certain way, people look up to you, so you have to, your word is your bond and all that, you know. But at the time I didn't appreciate all those values. But these are the things in my matured years I've come to appreciate and I've run back to. These like my safety valve.
How have you been able to carry that name, that powerful name? Everyone remembers your dad, especially.
Because my father also used to say,
symbol,
yeah,
a man of integrity.
Yes, my father he also say to me too, you know, a man without discipline is a dead man. Yeah? And I didn't know that all the while, because I had this personality crash with my father. I never wanted to live under anybody's shadow. I wanted to be my own person. By the time I was 26 or thereabout, I was just tired of being introduced as the son to so person. It was boring. It just, I couldn't stand it. So even when after my youth service, and my father called me one morning, that was in Owerri, and he said, okay, take this letter, you're going to go to so person in Port Harcourt, and you start work. And I said to him, I said, no, that's not in my future, in my stars. I'm not working for anybody. He said, what do you want to do? Actually, what came out of my mouth was just to piss him off, because I was just tired of all this overbearing, you know, kind of things. And he used to whip me so much, you know, maybe because I was rascally. I spoiled from Bele anyways. And then when I now opened my mouth and said, okay, I want to do music, it was like the whole world stopped. And it was like, you know, this piece of useless boy, get the fuck out of my face, you know. And fortunately for me, a week after that, they were transferred to Lagos. He was transferred to Lagos as a Supreme Court judge. A week after that, me, Charly Boy, we just come from Yankee. After 6 years, I transferred myself. I disowned my parents, and I now transferred myself to the village. I stayed in that village for almost 7 years. I almost run mentor. I remember the few times I would come to Lagos to start to get my music thing going. and I would see my old friends. I felt a sense of inferiority complex. I felt so, I lost my confidence, I lost my self-esteem. And that is why there's never been any story I would tell without mentioning my angel, Tina Onwudiwe, who rescued me from the village. Because if it wasn't for that woman, I don't know, maybe there would not be any Charly Boy today.
So what was the reason of going to the village? Just to spite your parents, or
Well, one, to spite them, two, because
to be your own man?
precisely, I was looking for my own way, whatever that way was. And, you know, I knew that I would easily be noticed if I was outrageous, obnoxious, as crazy as a doo-doo. But, you know, my craze is all contrived. It's, it has a method. So that is all how it all started, yeah.
So you still make music? I know.
Oh yeah, I can't stop making music. Even when what looked like a sabbatical, I went on a sabbatical, I was still going to the studio, but it wasn't anything. I will always make music till I die, I think, you know. But now I'm serious about it, because I've made, in the past decade, I made quite a lot of songs that I just play to my friends and keep under the bed, you know. Because even when I wanted to get into the entertainment industry, I wasn't hoping to use it to make money. No, it was as a hobby. And that's why I keep telling people I'm really not a musician, I'm an artist, yeah? Though I can hold a few notes, yeah? So, but now I really want to get back into it full time, because I'm taking myself off the street as protesting for anything, because this is a useless government we have, and they are deaf and they are dumb and they are blind. But I know their intention, they have nothing to do with democracy, because they don't even understand the dynamics. These are barbarians we're talking about, okay? They have a different set of agenda. The sooner Nigerians know about this, the better. And that is why things like Omoteku, IPOB and all those things, I support them, because the injustices in this country is just too much. So for me, all my frustrations, rather than running around with little kids who may not be on the same page with me, or who may be looking for something else, I'd rather put all my frustration in my music, you know. And that is what has brought me back to Lagos, back to my first love, back to production, like Zoom Time, the Charly Boy Show, and all those things that I used to enjoy doing in the past. Not that it's coming back, but I want to get into the production stuff, you know. Because
I understand that you're coming up with something very soon.
actually on the 14th of February is my release date for the new songs. I have worked with incredible, fantastic young people. And you know, as long as they're young people, I'll never age, I'll never run dry. Because I'm just a student. So I'm just a boy, you see. No, but as long as they're dynamic, intelligent, creative people, how can I run dry now? It's just to go and hang with them. And that's why I don't hang around people like you, because you're old. Yeah. You know, but I work with incredible people. I work with like the person called Files, the bad guy. I worked with him. I did a collabo on a song called Gum, God of Men, not Men of God, though, God of Men. Because I noticed that most Christians worship their pastor more than they worship God, you know. So they are God of Men. And of course, they are fake pastors. And we called some of their names in the song.
In the song?
Oh, yes, oh,
Really?
yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Make una call police, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll play you a little bit of it before you leave. And then, of course, there was this one I did with Orisha Femi, you know, asking, your mumu never do.
Mm.
Yeah. I did some with my wife. I did with Faze. Well, these are the artists that were available.
It's an album.
Yeah, it's an album, but you know we're going to be bringing it one at a time, one at a time. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, the one dropping on the 14th is the one I did with Files, the bad guy. Gum. It's called Gum, God of Men. Talking about, like I said, fake pastors. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So earlier you were talking about, you know, activism and the fact that you didn't want to. You're tired. So to speak. Are you tired?
No, I'm not tired. I'm not tired, but I want to re-strategize, refocus, because there've been so many protests and stuff like that. But like I said, we're talking to deaf and dumb people. They no send, they no care. They don't even mind the bloodletting. They've been, nobody's saying anything about all these killings. Okay? So I know that these are people with a different set of agenda. But I'm not under any illusion that I'm not Jesus Christ, that whatever little that I do would change anything. But my main concern is young people, the youth, because I've always said that as far as I'm concerned, the salvation of this country lies in the hands of its exceptional youth. And why do I say so? Because I notice that when young people leave the shores of this country and they go wherever, to London or to Canada, they excel. And, you know, I mean, I don't get it. If no be correct winch with the warriors and we have correct demons and devils in leadership position, all this will be going on. So I still believe that somehow there will be a youth probably who will pick up Charly Boy's message and say boom shaka to all these bastards, all these riffraffs in leadership position. Whether they he go wipe them out or I don't know. My time is ticking, my time is going. I'm no longer a spring chicken, but I know for a fact that one day, this my messaging will touch somebody who is crazy, more crazy than Charly Boy, and who come maybe rescue his people. I don't know.
Okay, maybe you're taking the back seat. Has to do with, you know, the issues you've had with some of the younger people who protested.
Yeah, because like I said,
something about some people looking for something.
Yes.
And so there's no synergy in, you know, the.
Yes. Because you can be in a room with somebody you don't even know what they're thinking. You don't even know on what side of the fence they belong. That is not good. I do only things that speak to my soul. I'm a very passionate person. The way I approach my work is the way I approach sex. Sex and work, they're just the same. They mean the same to me. So I cannot be involved in anything that is not from my soul, that I don't enjoy doing. But I can speak for the rest of the people. And that's why I decided to be one-man riot, stay in my own lane, maintain my own lane, yeah, and keep doing my messaging.
Okay, there's no way I would round this off without asking you as an Igbo man. You know, there's been talks about Igbo presidency. Do you think it's something realistic?
Igbo presidency. I wish the Igbos would face their region and their zone first and foremost. Igbos are wonderful people. My people are wonderful people. But for some strange reason, they don't have their acts together. Okay? If they say Igbo presidency now, 1 million people will come out, kata kata, nobody will agree on anything. And that is bad. So what I've been trying to tell my Igbo brothers is, just please, can we focus on this region? Safeguard this region. Turn this region into an industrial hub, because we know how to trade, we know how to do business, we know how to manufacture things. So can we concentrate on that? And all these Igbo people that are going somewhere and they are making that somewhere heaven or El Dorado, can you please get sense, make una get sense small, come back to your region and try to develop it. That is my campaign, okay? And that is why I'm in love with my Yoruba brothers. For the first time, yeah, they say, no more nonsense, Omoteku, we're going to protect ourselves. Anyway, somebody from even the north has told us, protect yourself. Oh. So who has the right to say, listen, I provide my own light. I go buy a generator, provide my own light. I provide my own security. And if road today somehow leading to my place, I go do road. Am I not a government unto myself? And I'm saying till the citizens understand that the office of the citizen is more important than the office of the president, nothing will ever change for this country. Because we're always looking at those people in government houses as the Lord and the masters. Who are they? These are criminals and riffraffs. Okay, unfortunately. So we're all guilty. We're all guilty of inaction because we don't understand that principle. Say, now we be government, now we, before them. So we're always bowing down to the slave master. So how can a slave appreciate freedom when he does not even understand that he's a slave? Yeah, so what I advise young people is that please, you're not going to be a youth forever. You should watch what you do. We've all been wild, but thank God that before I even turned 30, it'd be like, say, one day I just wake up, sense come through my head. I said, nah, all this kind of life, I need to slow down. I used to be a druggie before. Before I turned 30, I quit. Alcohol is what I never touched in my whole life. Yes, I smoke Igbo, and I'm very proud of it. I don't think Igbo is a drug, but I say to young people, know what your body needs. You don't have to do everything because everybody else is doing it. I have a nicotine habit, which I kicked for almost 8 years, but I found myself going back there after my mother died. But I'm hoping that I'll finally say goodbye to that. But otherwise, I watch what I eat. I used to be a vegetarian for a long time, till I couldn't do that no more. I exercise regularly, and I try to purge my head, my mind with, all the rubbish. The only thing that really gets me down is Nigeria, and because I'm in the environment,
So it's really depressing to be in this environment.
Oh, tell me about it. It can be very lonely where I am at. I look at a lot of people, they want to do anyhow. They want by any means necessary. And people like us suffer the most. Nobody knows that we are suffering because we don't wear it like a cloth. And then, not to talk about somebody like Charly Boy. I come out, I'm shining. So one day I call somebody, I say, come on. It's not be every time where you see car park, the car is shining, it has auto bays. It can be a tokumbo. If it don't bring down the engine 3 times, you don't know self. Okay? If it crank the thing no fit move. But I thank God for wisdom, and I want to go back to the story I told you about, devoting my time taking care of my parents. I learned a whole lot of things from my father. My father taught me about a simple life. My father taught me about a life of contentment. Wherever you find yourself, just stay there, and that's why you see all this my bling bling bling, especially my watches. I buy them for go slow now, 3K. I don't send anybody. Yeah, I don't buy some things for cricket. Yeah. But if I wear them, if I did, still they tell you say no cricket. Still they tell you say this watch na 3K. You go say na lie. Because you expect somebody like me to be in a certain garb. I know they do all that rubbish. I'm just as simple, as ordinary as they come. So these were the stuff I learned from my father, and it's really paying off now. And that is why I keep saying, if you come from a good place, from a place of love, a place of warmth, you always want to surround yourself with things like that. But for those who are unfortunate to come from a very bad place where there wasn't enough to go around, you know, and all that, those are the kind of motherfuckers you see in leadership position. They burn through ways. They want to grab everything. You know, I know how many times I've shared the little I have with people. I go back home and I'm smoking Gary. Well, nobody knows now, and I'm not complaining. You know, because those are not the essentials. Okay? But if I'm out on the streets running around with area boys and I'm able to give, and that is why I like young people that are creative, intelligent, that want to do something with their life. Let me tell you a story. When I was in secondary school, there used to be one of my best friends, because I didn't know mathematics and all those physics and chemistry things. I didn't know them. I didn't care too much for them. But I had this guy. He used to be an orphan at the time. Okay, but he was the senior prefect of the school. He was the best person in the school. He always came first and everything. And because I didn't like mathematics and physics and all that, I used to go to him for extra tutorials. So he used to coach me on the side. And I found out he was a better teacher than the teachers in the class, you know? And then because from nowhere, he made a success out of his life. So when my father was busy talking, you're not going to get anywhere. You want to be a musician, and I will remember that boy. I said, see person will not get mama, no, will not get papa. And he's able to do something with his life. So now me, we get papa and mama. Come and tell me I will be a failure. Lies.